What's up, Kansas City? It's Tiffany Berry here, and today I have Mr. Rick Armstrong with me. He is the CEO, President of the Kansas City Metropolitan Crime Commissions, and we are glad to have him here with us today. How are you today, Mr. Armstrong?
I'm well, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Mr. Armstrong, I did my research, of course. You have a great and extensive background. You were in law enforcement, you was actually the chief of police, and in law enforcement for over 35 years, right?
Almost 38 years, yes.
Oh, that's a long thing. So, if you don't mind, just tell Kansas City exactly what you do and what your title entails of being, the CEO and president.
Well, I'm still learning it, actually. But currently, beginning in January this year, I had the opportunity to become the president, I think the 7th president of the Kansas City Metropolitan Crime Commission. And the Crime Commission, for those who don't know, which is really one of the great reasons why we're here today, it's a 501c3. It's actually a nationally recognized nonprofit established back in 1949 through a grand jury process to help look at corruption in Kansas City, both in government and in law enforcement. And over the years, as law enforcement and government began to professionalize, there became less of a focus on that aspect of it, and more of a focus on helping Kansas City be safe. And we've just went through a strategic planning process with the Crime Commission this year, beginning actually started in December and has crossed through to about April, where we have re-examined the role of the Crime Commission. And you may know the 4 programs that we operate. The TIPS Crime Stopper program is one of our programs. The SAFE program, the Surviving Spouse program for officers and firefighters and first responders killed in line of duty. The Second Chance program, which we help reoffenders coming into the Kansas City metropolitan area. Around 4,000 people come into Kansas City through the correction system each year. And the Second Chance programs help those highest risk offenders, help them re-enter back successfully into Kansas City, finding a job, finding a place to live, getting health care, and becoming viable citizens again, and being able to take an active role back in the community. And then the Metropolitan Community Service Program is the 4th program we operate, which is people who get community service sentences. We help them work that time off, helping clean up and beautify and give back to the community in which the minor offense typically occurred. And for many of our clients, they stay on board. So those are the 4 programs, but the Crime Commission's main purpose is to advocate, develop strategies, and operate those programs to help power safer Kansas City.
Most definitely. Now, you named a list of things. You named numerous of things that you all are over. Is it a lot of pressure on your end? Does it feel like a lot of pressure being the CEO, president of the Crime Commission?
I don't know that I would think pressure. I have the luxury of having a lot of boards. The board of directors for the Crime Commission are key community leaders, stakeholders in Kansas City who really operate and own some of the largest businesses in Kansas City, many of them are multi-generational individuals who recognized way back in the 1940s that the importance of having a safe city was critical and paramount. And so they stayed on board, and they're generous both in funding but also in advocating for law enforcement and community to work together to have the safest possible city. So I don't know that I feel pressure as much as in our programs. I mentioned each of those programs have their own board who help operate those boards and help keep us focused. But we're here to work with people in Kansas City, and for Kansas City to know the Crime Commission is here to help support and we use that word, power a safer Kansas City.
Yes, absolutely. So with your background in law enforcement, with you being the CEO, president of the Crime Commission, how critical do you believe it is for our police department and our citizens of the community to actually have that bond or that trust? What are the steps that we can take to get that back?
Yeah, it's such a key point. I mean, obviously trust and relationship. There's an old adage that began back in the 1700s that was kind of the formation for law enforcement in America. And it came out of London. It was the police are the public and the public are the police. And our men and women who wear the uniform go out every day and every night to work, and they're just like the rest of Kansas Cityans. They got children, they've got moms and dads, they've got brothers and sisters, and they've chosen to serve the community. It's still a service-driven job. You got to want to do it.
Yes.
And so when they go out and do their job, I think that it helps knowing the city supports them.
Yes.
And I think for the citizens, I mean, you want them when the police arrive. It should be the police are here. It shouldn't be the police here.
Exactly.
We don't least my experience and the men and women that I've worked with in law enforcement, and the men and women that I know in law enforcement in Kansas City, they love their communities, and they want to be seen as the good guys.
Yes.
And when you see things happen across America that at least sheds a potential negative light on actions of police officers, you know, that's unfair to say that if an actions of any individuals should not shed light on any larger group. It's active individuals, and I think that if we support law enforcement and recognizing they're not going out there to do bad things, they're going out there to do good things, and if that's the conversation that begins, it doesn't mean that when something happens where the action or actions of officers is controversial, it should be investigated. It should be fairly and appropriately investigated, and if wrong occurs, then action should be taken. But I think that the premise should be that police officers go out there to protect and serve, and if the citizens get on board, if they participate. I've been watching Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, and some of the metropolitan cities really engaging with their communities through some of the tragedies that have happened. The loss of 2 officers in Kansas City, Kansas, Detective Lancaster and Captain Melton. The community has been wonderful on the Kansas City, Kansas side, but also the greater metropolitan area, trying to reach out to show police officers that they do care, and that Kansas City is a great place to live. Taking food, stopping by with signs, just positive interactions. And I've seen the police extend themselves out.
Yes.
You know, they need that love as much as the citizens do to say, hey, we're in this together.
Yes.
And if we all work together, we can make this and keep this. I mean, Kansas City is a great place to live. We want to keep it that way.
Most definitely, and I just want to, come in on the end of what you said as far as the kid, everyone coming together with the metro area. I've witnessed police officers coming and giving water to the, people standing out with their signs. They're engaging, they're hugging, so we need that.
Yeah.
And with the expertise you have, and sitting here talking to you, I can see why you spent such a long time in law enforcement. So I want to commend you on that.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
So, is there any vital information that we may need in regards to the crime commission? The contact information, and once again, just explain to Kansas City the services that you all provide.
Sure. The best way you can go is catch us on our website, kc-crime.org. Phone number 816-960-6800. We also on Facebook and Twitter at kc-crime.org. And also that engagement piece that, find out who we are, and we're going to be more vocal. We're making strides. There was an ad in the Kansas City Star last Sunday, or at least the July 17th, which was an advertisement saying for Kansas City, make sure we support our law enforcement. And then there's going to be another ad come out in the Kansas City Star next Wednesday that will again reinforce our position of fairness to treatment of every individual, every Kansas Citian, but also that we can support police and do those two things together. They shouldn't have to exist separately. And for the programs we operate, use the TIPS program. Be involved as a Kansas Citian. If you see crime, report it.
And that's anonymous, right?
It's anonymous, absolutely. And then there's potential financial reward for doing that if that results in the solving of that crime or the arrest of that offense. Give to the SAFE program. That money goes into a fund where when a police officer or a firefighter or first responder is killed in line of duty, we provide their family with immediate financial assistance to get them through those difficult days and weeks right after. When it comes to Second Chance, that's another program that helps people who really need help, people who are trying to re-enter the world after being away and have served their time and needed and deserve a second chance. And so that's a program that we operate. And then the MCSP, when you see people out there cleaning up, know a lot of those people are your local friends and co-workers who may have had a bad situation occur, and they're out there doing their part. Yes. And so it's another program that we operate that we can use help with. So, and again, all of us working together, do what we can to make Kansas City safe.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Armstrong, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for what you're doing for our community, being that advocate, being that voice on the other side. So we thank you for that. And for more videos, check us out at whatsupkansascity.net. And remember, if you don't grind, you don't shine, you don't work, you don't eat. Make it make sense, Kansas City.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.